Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be mission number 8, and it's almost like a continuation of the battle in the Orc Villiage. There's two separate missions, but we're going to continue the story part where we left off. So the Herald of Mammon, Biv-On, has finally shown his face, and as you can see, his Nurgle presence is very high at this moment. His first part of his plan was complete, and now he planned on pressing his presence even further and wiping out the remaining loyalists. And as you can see, the loyalists kind of had bunkered themselves down. The scouts were able to still establish their high ground, and the loyalists had pulled far back and were trying to bunker down, and knowing that they were indeed in a lot of trouble. They didn't have any other forces to assist them, and they made a radio call back to base camp. We need assistance, and we need it right now. This is bad. There is a demonic presence here, and we're not sure how we're going to deal with this type of new enemy. There was a response saying that, fear not, there was help that was coming, and as soon as the weather breaks, then there will be assistance that will be brought forth. The message was kind of encrypted or crypted, and the loyalists were not really sure what the information was trying to tell them. All they knew that there was some help coming, but they had to hold out. Turn 1 coming up. Hey guys, that was the end of turn 1. So let's tell you what's going on, and I'll do that for each turn to let you know what kind of special things are going on. So Biv-On is now out in the open, and because of his presence and because he has such a strong Nurgle presence now, he spawns 2d6 plague bearers. So on his turn, they went first, and he spawned 10 additional plague bearers, and then they lurched forward and stuff. They can't attack or anything as they're spawning out in this fashion. The ones that got spawned out, the others can. And they started to press forward, but no one was in range to actually cause an infection. Then you see the loyalist side, they dumped rounds into the demonic spawn that was lurching forward, and they killed a few, which was pretty remarkable. And the snipers, they shot up here at the top and all the plague bearers made their saves. This is not looking too good for the loyalist side. Even though they did cause some casualties, they're being hard pressed. We're going to see what happens next, but the loyalist side has been advised that the atmosphere has cleared and help is on its way. Turn 2 coming up. Hey guys, welcome back. That was the end of turn 2. So what has transpired is that the loyalists really took a vicious pounding. So the rot just kept spreading and spreading, and as you can see, there's only one survivor left of the infectious rot as it spread. And here you can see the loyalists here had also retreated, barely surviving, and this is what's left of this unit. Wow, amazing. The snipers, as you can see, they were not affected from it. They were too far away from the spread to actually reach them, but it didn't seem like that was concern of Biv-On. As the spread continued, it got to such huge proportions that a stone actually emerged from the ground. And on its description, it read, "The key to the unclean Lord lies in the ruins beneath the stone, lying asleep." And the stone just kept pulsating. And Biv-On read it and immediately started to understand a little bit about what was going on. But while that was occurring, assistance came, and none other than the wolves. And when they came out, as usual, they sent out their blood claws, who was normally their initial shock troops. And when they landed with a vengeance and began to start shooting at the enemy. But the durability of the plague bearers just held. and they weren't able to do as much damage as they normally do when they make these type of assaults. Biv-On then looked on and smiled and said, "The wolves, my brothers, kill them." Turn 3 coming up. Hey guys, that was the end of turn 3. So let me recap what actually transpired. So the plague bearers got within range, within that 6-inch bubble, and it just got really, really brutal. It was like over 50 something attacks. But you'll see here in the corner that that is Long Tong, and he is of the Space Marine, the Space Wolves chapter. He is one of their runic priests. So on a 4-up, he could have canceled whichever ones that were affected, but he wasn't able to save any of this party. And also, they were assaulted by the plague bearers, and they brutalized that Blood Claw unit. The only one who remained was actually Long Tong, but he was beaten in combat, and he ran back, but he ran back to safety. And on the loyalist side, he regrouped. But you'll see that there are other drop pods that are now on the field. And you see this wolf guard that came down and they lit into the plague bearers, but they barely caused any wounds. And then you'll also see this other Blood Claw unit who's fully engaged. And actually, none of them turned, which was amazing. But they are definitely involved in close combat with the plague bearers. And then you will also see a unit of gray hunters who are here, and they lit also into the plague bearers from behind. So you'll see that there is a lot of plague bearers here that are missing, and the reason for that is that there are rules or special abilities we gave to the runic priest for this particular mission. And one of them is banishment. So when he successfully does his psychic ability, he can roll 2d6 and he can banish that many plague bearers. So on this case, he banished 11 plague bearers. Biv-On can dispel that psychic power, but only on a 5-up, which he failed to do so. So now the battle is heating up, as you can see, and the wolves are here, and they're here in force. That was the end of turn 3. Oh, also on this particular battle, you can see that the loyalist side was taking a beating, but it pretty much tied, and they stayed fully in effect. And oh, actually, I take that back. This guy here fell. Let me fix this guy. He didn't actually fall. So that was a mistake. And this guy didn't fall either. So that was me knocking down some models. These guys are actually okay. The only person who actually died was that plague bearer. That's correct. And here, there were 2 loyalists who both had changed to plague bearers. That was the end of turn 3. Getting a little bit more interesting. Turn 4 coming up. Hey guys, that was the end of turn 4. And as you can see, that the Wolf Guard and the Runic Priests were fully engaged. So I have to recap what actually occurred. Biv-On had attempted to summon more Plague Bearers, but was halted by the Runic Priests. And then you see over here that once was the Blood Claw unit. Every last one of them turned into Plague Bearers. So it wasn't looking too good for the Space Wolves on this account. You will see here that these Plague Bearers have marched forward. And you can also see that in this particular combat, the Space Wolves came out. And they actually used their Wolf Standard, which gave them a +1 attack. And with that, they had 4 attacks apiece. And they butchered this Plague Bearer unit and overran them. And then on their turn, they shot at this unit. And then with their charge, they came in and they butchered these Plague Bearers. Pretty neat. Here on this particular unit, there was one loyalist who was surviving, but he is now turned into a Plague Bearer. Brand new guy, full of pus. The snipers here, they shot at Biv-On, and they wounded him twice. But, of course, he saved himself, and he laughed at their pitiful attempt to kill him. So this is where we're at the end of turn 4. Also, after Biv-On had actually was able to decode the message, he was ready to leave. But he knew that he had an opportunity to get rid, to put a dent in his hated foes, the Space Wolves. And so he orders his brethren onward to kill the wolves once and for all. Turn 5 and the end of the game coming up. Hey guys, that was the end of turn 5. And as you can see, the Runic Priest and the remaining Wolf Guard were able to defeat the Plague Bearers here. And they were still locked in combat, but they actually had defeated them. But in this particular scenario, when demons fail, they don't do anything. They just stay where they're at. So the Plague Bearers were really, really tough in this particular game. The sniper shot at Biv-On, and he suffered a wound, which infuriated him. But nonetheless, there was nothing wrong. His Nurglings that were here were never going to move. They were just there to protect him. The Plague Bearers here, I may have forgot to mention that they were moving as slow and purposeful, the old rule. So they moved a whopping 2 inches. Yay, they went absolutely nowhere. The Grey Hunters here, though, lit into those Plague Bearers, killing majority of one, but one guy actually survived, which was pretty funny. The drop pods with their storm bolters did absolutely nothing, and this unit here just moved. So that was the end of turn 5, but the story continues. So right now, Biv-On actually has the information that he needs, and he is here still locked into the Orc Village. But why is he still wanting to stay? Let's take a look. Next mission that comes up, we will maybe find out that answer. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support you guys been giving us at the Campaign Gamers Club. Shout out again to the Night Cage. Chris D, thanks for every beer. I hear that you also been supporting us, man. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you guys' help. And all you loyal fans out there, thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Take care.